Hello, Plum! Oh, what in the world is that? Greetings and welcome to SmartwatchTix.com. In this box is the Hello Plum 26, which is otherwise known as the H26 Pro Plus. And if you can tell from the box, if you're an Apple kind of person, it looks kind of familiar in how it's put together. Inside here is, whoa, what do you think? VWAR, the company who's sponsoring the Leeware version of an Apple look-alike smartwatch, which is called the Plum 26. Here you go. There's the model. This is what the module looks like. It's basically very thin now. Nice speaker over here. We're going to dive deeper, show you what all it comes with once we tell you it is available directly from the VWAR store. The Hello Plum H26 running around $57. Discounts available. Check the show notes and use our link down there and any coupons that we're able to provide for you. Getting deeper into what you're going to find. An AMOLED, always on display type screen. And I really want to show you some of the AOD screens. They've taken the Apple style of faces to a whole new level when they flip out of full-on mode and into the AOD. That's really cool. They're calling it a Series 11, you know, to keep it in line so everybody knows what you're looking at. 46 millimeter with 1 gigabyte of storage on board for music and faces and all kinds of stuff. It's an AMOLED display at 410 by 502 with IP67 waterproofing, heart rate, blood oxygen, sports, offline music playback. Yep, you can load them up or you can stream music Bluetooth from your phone. A really long voice recorder. They claim 24-hour recording if you want to. And of course, that's all stored in the memory. You can load up ebooks and photos. You got a wallet function, Bluetooth calling, of course. Ladies, you're covered as well. Compass, Bluetooth camera, GPS, stopwatch. Now the price is looking really good, huh? WeChat message reply is supported and is powered by their own OS 26, the Hilo OS. Inside now, for those of you wanting the full-on specs, 128 megabyte RAM and the ROM matching plus the extra storage is in here. The dimensions and weight, it's a zinc alloy metal frame, standard sport watch. Display is 2.06 inches, single point touch, not multi-touch on this. You got 24-hour schedule tracking, pedometers in here, a 300 milliamp hour lithium ion battery with about 180-minute charging time, but I charged it in about an hour. I was down to 20% and got it up to about 95, so it's kind of a quick middle charge capability in there. And of course, NFC is supported as well. As we dive deeper, we find we've got a little package that contains the manual and a charging puck. This is an induction coil type of charging. Oh no, I dropped the module in. There we go. And, you know, it'll hover. It's a very light magnet on there. It's mainly meant for you dropping the watch on it, but no pins involved. It magnetically induction coupling into the insides of the device, and it'll charge it from there. By the way, make sure you pull off all the different films you find when you get yours so that you're good to go. Quick start guide on here shows the basic specs. We looked at all that. Watch faces. This is a mixed English manual with Chinese. The digital crown and side button are over here. How to install the Apple style of strap. The magnetic charging that they're talking about. There's a QR code for downloading the app, which is a work in progress. It's called the Leeware Pro in a Google Play Store. We'll be demoing the version that is in the Google Play Store, although there are new versions coming out practically daily that are improving it. Your connections, your settings for the phone, custom watch faces, synchronizing, sports modes, battery, and your overall warranty. I think we've covered it all except for the watch band. So you have a whole separate box in here. And inside, like I mentioned, was the Apple style It's in there. I swear it is. There it is. Apple style of bands, and we'll put that on and turn it on. Are you ready? Long press on the crown, the upper right button on this watch. Give it a few seconds and it vibrates and boots up with its logo. It's a Leeware watch using the Leeware Pro app. And it is now combining and binding to the phone. The app is up and running, and it's as simple as that. Once you set it up, it'll reconnect and be good to go. Now, we got all kinds of directions here. Slide down, you get notifications sent from your phone if you have any. And you notice the watch face info is kind of translucent in the background there. Slide to the right, nothing happens. Left, nothing happens. We're not used to that. You only have down and up. Those are the only two directions, but wow, what you get here is everything you need, basically. And if there's more, you can get into it by tapping the crown or continuing to go into all of your apps. Let's walk through them. You got a clock and date right off the bat. You have weather in your area. If you got that all set up in the app, it'll be showing either in your area as based on the GPS in your phone, or it's going to be whatever town or city you put in. You have forecast information that's shown down below that. And then you get into blood oxygen. Now, when you come in here, it launches the blood oxygen. Hit start. You're getting red and green diode technology. In a 15-second countdown, it's really pretty fast. It'll give you your current blood oxygen level. Simple as that to get into it, and it's very quick in reporting it to you. 99%. You can hit learn more. It'll tell you about blood oxygen. That shows you some of the nice sharp resolution of the screen, doesn't it? Really, really nice detail in this AMOLED display. Here you go with your step count. Now, usually you get this by swiping this way. There's a whole bunch of pages you go through. Now you got it with a twirl. You've got closing your circles for your step count out of your goal, and you can change all that here. Your distance traveled, showing it in kilometers, because that's what's set up in the app, I guess. Calories burned, and your overall summary. Then, twirl a little bit further, you get into your heart rate. You see the little dots right in there? It's even showing in the little diagram there. When you come in, it'll immediately start doing a heart rate using the green diodes, but you see you have different dots here. So I can go down, get my 24-hour heart rate. That's when I took the watch off and charged it right there. You see that? So it doesn't give you erroneous readings, only if you have a valid one. There's the range. Again, you get into a resting heart rate, and it'll compute that once you've had it on enough overnight. And then there's your walking average, which it's also going to be doing in the background. Information about all that is available. And again, you can go into more detail if you want to dive deeper into it. Beyond here, we get into last night's sleep information with a chart, waking time, light sleep, deep sleep's available, and a 7-day synopsis of how your sleeping is going. Come up, you get into an interesting music player. Now here we can test out the speaker. I go into home, and this is where I can change between music that's on the phone, streaming that to the watch, or local music. So I put some songs on here. I transferred them directly from the Bluetooth connection to the app, and here's what it sounds like. Now the speaker is right there. Nice. You can switch to a different song if you want to. Good rich tone to it. That's pretty much it. Did you notice the always-on display when it came up? That's pretty cool. And we're going to go through those with the rest of the watch faces in a bit. There's your list that you have of your installed music, and you can mess around with that all you'd like to. And that is right here in your music player. Ladies, we got your cycle information. You can go back and forth in here once you set it up in the app. You see the color changes, you know what all that means, and you can see where your days fall in the chart. And then you get into your most recent apps, and then you get into all apps by swiping up, or you could have pushed the crown button to get here. Now, workouts, basically what you would expect. You've got running and walking and different activities, hiking, riding and so forth. So when you hit running and you start it out, it gives you a countdown, and it immediately goes into your timing, your pace, your distance traveled, your heart rate will be computed. You can come over here and play music if you want to. You can come back here and finish and get out of it. Then back here, you've got the activity. We saw that. Heart rate, blood oxygen. Ebooks, we don't have any, but you can download them and read them in this high-quality screen. Compasses on this one, and we need to calibrate it. We twirl it a little bit, and it settles down. I'm sitting in the north. It's a nice snappy compass. It tells you the different directions you're pointed. And it's got other goodies in here too. See the dots? I can swipe up that way. And now I have a nice big arrow that's always pointed towards north if you want just a quick glance and don't need the fine details of the circle. Or you can swipe up, and now you've got a whole different type of a compass. You see the outer rim? Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because I don't understand a lot of it, but you have your step information and your positioning information in this one. So really sophisticated compass that you can use with your different workouts. You got last night's sleep time, we saw that. Then you have your basic phone where you have your contacts and touchpad, and you can make and receive phone calls there, messages, same kind of thing. That's the notifications. Then you have a mindfulness. That's your breathing exercises. We start that, and it's cycling up and down there. It vibrated, says inhale, and vibrated for exhale. So you have a nice slow rhythm on this one, it looks like. Wow. Very fancy graphics. Good for slowing things down. Voice memos. Okay, I'm recording now. So this is the one that says you can do like up to 24 hours or longer. You just start recording when you get out of bed, and at night you got a log of absolutely everything you heard from your wrist right there. And this is what it sounds like in playback. We stop this, we go into the recording, and we play it.
Okay, I'm recording now. So this is the one that says you can do like up to 24 hours or longer. You just start recording when you get out of bed, and at night you got a long...
All right, you know how it goes. And you can transfer all that to your phone through the app too. Ladies' cycle information, weather, you've got timers, countdown timers, photos. There's an interesting photo. How many of you guys know what that is? Leave me a word in the comment and let me know what you think. I took that picture. Yep. No, it's not what you think it is. Okay. I could probably make a watch face out of it if I want to. Anyway, you have photos that you can take with your camera within the app, or just any pictures you've got on your phone, and transfer them over here to the watch as well. Basic calendar, showing you the days of the month. This is a remote camera capability, the music player we looked at. Your location is going to find your positioning and give you your exact coordinates. We're going to bail out of that. Alarms, stopwatches in here, and that runs like this. It's a really nice one. You've got an old traditional analog type pointer stopwatch, or digital with your time broken down in 3 little circles, or just plain digital if you'd like. You can pause it, make different lap times if you want, and you can bail out of it and it runs in the background. Beautiful, nice, large digit calculator in here. Wow, I got something that divided evenly this time. Find your phone, your contacts, the voice assistant for Siri or Google when you got that set up. This will show you the decibel level of noise in the area. Down to 30 dB in here, and when I'm talking, it's jumping up almost loud enough for you to hear me. Huh? Games, okay, you got a bunch of installed games, and, well, 3, and there's games on the phone that you can download into your gaming folder as well if you want to add more. Your recent, so this is all your phone log stuff, which is also under phone, way up there. Social codes means your NFC stuff for Facebook and Twitter and WhatsApp and Instagram and so forth. And then overall settings, about you, Your date of birth information is in here, and that's about it. Name. The rest of it you set up in the app. There's where you set up your notifications to activate them or not. And overall general about this thing is called the H26 Pro Plus, and it's also named the Hello Plum. That's where it's all coming from. Languages supported: English, European languages, Chinese languages, and a bunch of others. Nice number of languages. You can set your date and time directly. The QR code for downloading the app, reset, restart, power off are all in there. In your general, display and brightness. This is the twist your wrist to see the screen. You can turn that on. You can change the brightness levels right there. And screen off now. It's set for 5 seconds. You can go all the way up to always on. Now that's always on as really always on, as opposed to the always on display, which comes on when the real display goes off. You can go up to 20 seconds, it says right here. We have it set at 5 so that I can show you some of the timeout screens here later on. Your clock style now, this is where we change them, or you press and hold to change them. And just to give you an idea, let's go back to this one here, and let's bounce out of here. Now it should, if I cover it, put it to sleep. Now you see the subtle, you can barely see it, but all of the markings are there as well as the hands. Double tap and you light it back up again. Or you have the twist your wrist to see the time when it times out. Very nice. Since we're here, let's look at another one. Do this, do that. There's what the always on display looks like. That's kind of red, green, and blue in there. Another one? All right. That's the one with the sweep hand, the date, and the standard pointer display. Looks really cool and always on display. If you have the twist your wrist to turn it on, turned off, it'll always be on like that unless you press the button or double tap it to turn it back on. I think there's one more stock one here to the left, which has the seconds changing the color of the display. And of course, when it times out, you have this display. So we were in settings all the way down, and we were exploring display and brightness, and we went into clock style. Sleep now. This is where I believe the always on display will stay on for 5, 10, 15 minutes, always, or you can turn it off. So if you don't want the always on display, that's where you turn it on, or force it to always be on whenever you're not using the watch, or have it go dark just to save on your battery. But great long battery life on this one. So as far as I'm concerned, I would leave that on always. Then schedule. If you don't want it to be always, but you want it to be on at certain times, you can put in a time display and it'll start and end at the specific times you specify. So a lot of control over display and, covering the screen and double tapping and things like that is really well done. Sound and vibration is basic. You got media audio, which you definitely want to turn on if you want to hear music or podcast streaming from your phone. Volume control and vibration strength are there. Your overall app view, list, or grid are available. You have transitions. We're just using the scale. That's what it came with. The lock screen, do not disturb. Save now is battery power, low power mode, which it should be called low power. Save could be anything, saving pictures or something, but that's what that's about. Your SOS for contact, got to be in Bluetooth range, but you can activate SOS from your watch. And then the battery level, here's where I was going down after a couple of days of use and then pumped it back up to 95%, and it's been running ever since. So this just displays your battery. You use save for the lower power mode if you want to. There's grid view, and at the bottom of that you can go back to list view. And I think we've covered just about everything in the watch. There are a few more watch faces to show you, then we'll switch over to the app. This fun one. In the version you've seen on other watches, this is animated and moves around, but we don't seem to have animated on here. But when you turn it off, I don't know if you can see it or not, but they're all colored in an outline over there. and then you got your pointer display. We have this one. I like this one. I wasn't like taken by the original display. It's okay, but I really like the shaded version of it. That's nice. And it's just like a pencil ink type thing. Oh yeah, double tap. Sometimes it'll go into there. Here's another one. You got active buttons on here. This is our voice recording, I think. Start a recording, we'll disconnect Bluetooth and stop music playback. That makes sense. And we're back there to do a recording. You've got, oh, this changes the colors. Oh, wow, look at that. All kinds of different display styles. There's your countdown timers. And down here, you've got your step count information. So active complications on that one. Here's this one, which is in Chinese all the way around, the world clock type of a display, and it gives you a nice little analog clock in the middle for your always on display. Are we done yet? I think we are. That's good enough anyway. Okay, yeah, you got to see this one. You see the outline of her as well as the digital display? That's in here too. They've really done a nice job on the AODs. And then there's a picture I took a while back, and it got erased off of the watch when I did a factory update. And but the picture stayed, the watch face stayed. Date and time are right there. And when you cover it, it just dims the entire thing down slightly. So your always on display is still the picture that you originally had, just softer. Let's switch over to the app now and take a look at how it interfaces with this watch. Now, this app is being built pretty much from the ground up, and specifically for the watches that we're reviewing. Is Leeware Pro. The thumbnail simple, looks like that, 3 o'clock on a phone, or the letter L, creative, huh? When you see what's new, you notice it was just updated. This is the 4th of November, 3 days ago. As you dive into it, gives you a little bit more information about it, and this is what we're going to be working with. Now, the version I've got, and I'll show you when we get deeper into it, will probably be different when you get yours. Here we go, version 1.00.69. It's already up 1.125 or something, but that isn't on the Google Play Store. Now, what I do is I review these watches with the apps downloaded from the Google Play Store. If you scan the QR code, you can download them directly from the manufacturer, but I don't recommend that. Just because of, passing it through Google, it's checked for viruses and Trojan horses and things. So you set yourself up with a username. You open in on the My Watch page, and you're going to see this is a little bit different kind of an layout than what we've seen before. My Watch is right here. It's showing you the watch face that's currently installed. And what's really fun is you can just tap this and it'll immediately switch over and go through the different phases that you've got. Nice. You have a setting here, which is just basically your personal profile, how you register yourself on here. You can add your picture if you want to, a user agreement, privacy, and then logging out. That's usually at the end. It's right here at the very top. When you scroll down, if you're connected, you get all this basic information. You have these different settings now. This is your Bluetooth calling. This one is factory resetting. Oh, we don't want to do that. This is your 24-hour heart rate turned on and off. Twist your wrist to see the time is over here. And this is finding the watch. There's another sample of the sound. Here you go. Okay, I guess we turn it off over here. And those are right at the top. Then you get all these options, pushing your messages, water, sedentary, alarms, your screen on time. And you notice you have a little bit more flexibility here. The watch only stopped at 20 seconds, but you could do 30 and so forth in between. Whatever you want right there. Weather now, you can set this up for different locations. I've got it set for Shenzhen, China. And all of this information can be transferred over to the watch from the app when you have it all synchronized. Okay, That's weather, contacts, ebooks. If you have any, you add them here. So you have to have them on your phone, and then you can sync it to the device to transfer them over. Now, voice memos, this is where we should have the voice recording we did on the watch show up on the app, but I haven't been able to transfer them over. There's no command to do it either on the watch or the phone. So that's a work in progress. It needs to be fixed, a little bug there. Overall music now. Here's the music that I had transferred over from the phone to the watch by putting these songs in here. I think that one didn't get transferred. It might be locked in there. It takes it a while, but you say sync to the device and it'll then transfer it over to the watch. Then you got gallery for pictures. There's that picture again. Did you figure it out? Okay, I'm waiting to see what you have to say in the comments. And then business cards. These are all of your different social media links that you would be able to put in here. That's everything here on this first tab. Now, here's where it gets odd. You see a little heart here. You tap on that, and it says Sport. And I don't know if you can see or not. Again, this is a problem. It all of a sudden went to a white background. It says Health and Sport up there. And I can say Start Exercise, and it'll begin a workout. I can stop it from here. All of those things. But it's really not easy to read. A little bit more improvement. But watch, if I switch from Sport to Health, now the background goes correct. I hope you guys are watching in China. This is some bugs I'm reporting to you. And now you get into your overall health tab. That was all under what was called Heart Sport right there, which you don't see other than the heart until you tap it. And the last thing you were on is what shows up. So, activity. Here we get our calories, distance traveled, steps. You can set your goals right there. You get your summary right here. I don't see a weekly, a monthly, an annual type thing, but you can switch days, it looks like, back and forth from here. Now, this is where you switch through all of the things in the Heart Sport area. Go here. You got last night's sleep time, and it just shows up in that one page. Bedtime, wake up time, and 3 categories. No REM sleep on this one. So not really a lot of detail on sleep information. Ladies' cycle information, you put these numbers in, and you can get that information there. And of course, you can scroll through. Oh, I guess it just shows you the current day. Come over here, the heart rate. There's your 24-hour heart rate, your lowest, your highest, and blood oxygen. This doesn't seem to be working at all. You can take the readings on the watch, but they're not transferring over here to the app, and you're not getting a 24-hour chart on it either. So another little bug they're working on. And you're back to activity data. So everything about the watch and its controls, everything about your health and sport is right there. This is your dial library, dial store. You have all the different dials that are in here, and you can pick any of them. These are the latest ones. If you see one you like, you tap download, downloads it from the server to the phone, then you type install, and it'll begin installing it to the watch. And in just a moment, you'll have it all available for you on the watch. And there you go. Really nice. Okay, and you can go through different categories of these as well. Now, there's some translations still needing to be done, and, language translations in the background to whatever language you set for the app. It's all just in Chinese right now. These are simple background images with the CAN digital display. Same kind of thing here. Now you're getting into a little bit more design level information. If you want something like that. Now here you see it'll show you your main dial and your always on display dial. That looks pretty cool, so I'll install that one. That's probably the one I'll keep on here because I like these big digit type. 0358. Wow, it's getting late. I got to let you guys go. And what else? Multifunctional dials. May as well show them quickly to you. Some of these are already installed. Other ones you could do at your leisure. How about these? Okay. I know some of you guys just absolutely love the dials, so since they have 500 of them, it said in the specs on this, colorful ones. Wow, 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 wow. All right, we'll stop there. But definitely worth checking out all the dials you can add to this one. That's in that section. And then down here is basically the model information, the user's manual. Your health data monitoring is not working. This is where you'll probably turn on the blood oxygen 24-hour measurement, and same thing for heart rate. Permissions, these are the different things you need to turn on for the app to work properly. It'll say granted or denied depending on your settings, and gives you details on each of them. And then back over to our main page, and then there's the dial again, and there's the always on display version of it, and you can just toggle through these. And if I cover that one, that's what the always on display looks for this one. So very nicely well done contouring of all of that stuff. Basically that's the app. Interesting. Couple of other things. Moon, haven't seen that before. Maybe that's something they're working on. Your battery level. These other buttons are active. So even the apps themselves have new features that haven't shown up yet. And there's weather again, and it's not working. Now, the previous app version, I was getting the weather to update beautifully, and you have all kinds of things, temperature and precipitation and stuff I wanted to show you guys. But with this latest app update, the weather stopped working. So I can't show you that, but it's something maybe we'll show you in future, because there's another version of this watch, the Ultra version, that of course looks like the Apple Watch Ultra. It's on its way, and I'm going to be reviewing that in a little while, and hopefully there'll be a lot of these bugs fixed. In the meantime, let's summarize this one. Simple watch. You just pull down or you push up. There's nothing left, nothing right. You have this knob here to get into all of your apps. I didn't show you this, but you tap that one, and this is where you get into all your controls. There's your Bluetooth on and off. This is where you can change the layout, your power level, your brightness, settings, all kinds of things. Even has a nice bright flashlight in here. And you can edit these, change the order, whatever you'd like. Again, you can scroll and go through all of the different cards that are here, and into all of your different apps as well. Really nice overall, thin, Apple emulated kind of a body design smartwatch with great always on display capability too. It's a VWAR watch, and it is called the Plum H26 Pro. It's about $57 or so with all of the features in it. It's a pretty good deal. 1 gigabyte of storage. I'm impressed with it. I think it's worth taking a look at if you like this style of watch and the capabilities it offers. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you again soon.